Yes, my dears, here we go.
Ow. The chair? What's everything coming alive and attacking me?
Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of Ryan's Varts. I'm Ryan, I live in Cambodia. I make video art to show you what it's like to live in Cambodia. Today's topic, transportation.
Oh my god, it was just one day from retirement.
In Cambodia, if you're not driving yourself and you don't have the ability to teleport, then you're probably going to take a tuk-tuk. They're cheap, they're fast, they're fun, quicker than a car. They say there are around 10,000 tuk-tuks in Phnom Penh alone, and today I'm going to count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I get that one? 12, no, 13, 14. Ah, shit. I'm going to show you how easy and cheap it is to get around Phnom Penh using tuk-tuks and the apps that allow you to book them. By the end of this VART, you're probably going to be all tuk-tuckered out. Bam! King of comedy. You can call me the KOC or just the cock for short.
Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this.
All right, here's a typical scenario. Sara can't teleport like I can. So if we're gonna leave the house together and I'm not gonna drive because I probably wanna drink, then we'll take a tuk-tuk. We'll order it just before we leave our apartment. And by the time we get down to the bottom floor, to the street level, the tuk-tuk is usually there. He's usually arrived. Maybe we have to wait a minute or two. How do we order it? A ride-hailing app, you stupid idiot. Why don't you use your which app? Well, there's actually several here in Phnom Penh that you can choose from. I'll go over the top 3 right now, real quick. Ready, set, go. PassApp. It's probably the most popular in Cambodia. It's fully Cambodian owned, which is nice. I installed them when I first got here. They couldn't find my location, so I gave up on them. And I moved on to Grab app, which is the second most popular in Cambodia. Grab app is kind of like the Uber of Southeast Asia. It's available in all of Southeast Asia other than Laos, Brunei, and that Timor country that no one really counts anyway. Grab is good because it's not buggy. I haven't had any problems with the app. It also allows you to add a bank card to it, which is nice because now I don't have to count money. I don't have to touch potentially COVID-infested money. I don't know. Welcome to the 2020s. The third option is TADA, and I think you have to say it like that. TADA. The problem with them is it isn't as popular, so it might take a little longer to get a ride. I also tried to add a bank card to it. They have the option to, but I couldn't get it to work. It's tough with apps. You know, you kind of get one shot, one opportunity, and if you blow it, like Eminem blowing chunks of his mother's spaghetti all over her shirt, then boom, you get uninstalled. The apps, while they are more convenient for me and the driver, they are taking a cut of the money. They make the money. They make a lot of the money. Grab app is Southeast Asia's first decacorn. Whole decacorn, that sounds amazing. That actually means that they're worth at least $10 billion, which is a lot of tuk-tuk rides. So the question is, how much of a percentage are they taking from the drivers? To find this out, I decided I had to go undercover as a tuk-tuk driver. I'll have to disguise myself as a Khmer person because it's illegal for foreigners to be tuk-tuk drivers here. I'll have to learn Khmer. That might take several months. I'll have to buy a tuk-tuk, learn how to drive it. Oh look, it says here on their website, Grab takes 20%. Well, that just saved me several months. According to further research, PassApp takes 15%, so that's better. TADA is an interesting one. They don't actually charge the drivers a commission. The way they make money is by selling your data to advertisers. So for example, you might book a ride to an eye doctor, and then everybody knows that you have shitty eyes and they start sending you ads for eyeglasses. I don't know how you feel about that, but the good news is the driver is making the full amount of money that you're paying. I've actually had a driver tell me that I should start using TADA because it's better for them. But that being said, I am a Grab app user. I'm also a Grab ass user, but that's a different story. comes down to just the app working smoothly for me. That's why I started using them, was why I continue to use them. Okay, let's go back to Ryan and Sarah, who are going out for a night out on the town. Perhaps this is a date night. I can see that Ryan is wearing his best shirt, often referred to as the one without any holes in it. They've arrived at their destination, and according to the app, they drove
1 kilometer.
and it cost,
3,900 real.
or
96 cents USD.
minus the 20%, it looks like our driver made
77 cents.
for this ride. The ride took,
14 minutes.
so you could say that technically the driver made,
$3.30 an hour.
and that's without taking into consideration the time it took him to drive to our place to pick us up. And also there's a lot of sitting around waiting for a ride. It's not a lucrative career, we all know that. Although technically they are making more money than I am making these videos. But of course I don't do it for the money. I do it for... Why am I making these videos? If I would have used PassApp, the driver would have made about
82 cents.
and with TADA he would have made.
96 cents.
But there is another way. Now hear me out. This might sound crazy, but it does actually work. You can not use an app.
You lie!
We're gonna do the same route that we just did with the app, but this time we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way, no technology needed. Here are some tips on catching a tuk-tuk without using an app. 1, don't catch one outside of a tourist attraction. Those guys are probably looking for foreign tourists because they want to take advantage of you. So I would avoid those ones. Just walk down the street or whatever. Tip number 2, know your points of interest. Phnom Penh streets are numbered, but you're better off knowing a local market or pagoda in the area that you want to go to, and then kind of direct them by hand from there. Not like by hand, like grabbing them and turning them, but like pointing. Tip number 3, don't move close to a place that's doing construction on the roof. It seems like a stupid construction project that doesn't do anything but make sound. Hey, it got quiet. Tip number 3, negotiate the price before you accept it. It's gonna cost you $1 minimum. No matter where you're going, expect to pay $1. So that's probably a good starting off point when it comes to negotiations. I would say anything over 2 kilometers, you're gonna add on 50 cents per kilometer. So a 3-kilometer ride would cost you $1.50. I think that's about as low as you'll get it. You probably have to be a bit of a slick negotiator to get it at that price. Sometimes it's really easy, sometimes it's really hard. And how much? $2. $1. Well, okay, 5,000. 6,000. Okay. So that ride ended up costing us
$1.50.
which is
54 cents.
more than we paid using the Grab app. Plus on top of that, we had to direct him, we had to negotiate the price, we had to know our point of interest, where we were going. It's just so much more convenient to use the apps, especially considering there is often a language barrier. But I do feel bad for the drivers. The driver that used the app made,
77 cents.
and the driver that didn't made,
$1.50.
so I'm torn.
What's a paper boy to?
Well, it's pretty simple. You generously tip. If you're using Grab app, then make sure you cover that 20% commission by tipping at least 20%. If you're using PassApp, then 15%. We usually pay closer to 50%, so we'll throw them 50 cents the majority of the time. So the ride is like $1, then 50 cents on top of that's going just to the driver. Tipping when using Grab app is really simple. You do it right in the app. I can make it come right out of my bank account, or it's also a good way to get rid of some of your smaller real bills. They tend to collect up, so you just add them up and hand it to the driver. I imagine they appreciate the cash more than the bank transfer. A few more hot tips. There are 2 kinds of tuk-tuks in Cambodia. You got these ones, which are generally referred to as tuk-tuks. They sit up to 3 people, but I find that's a little bit too tight of a squeeze. They can drive backwards, they can do U-turns quickly in a single lane of traffic, so you can fly around the city pretty quickly. And then you got these ones, which are basically a motorbike that pulls a carriage. They're usually called remorques, which I believe is the French word for trailer. Remorques are roomier, they're airier, they sit up to 4 people. They're also a little less nimble on the road, so maybe a bit slower. On the app, they actually cost a little bit more money, but I mean, it's like maybe 25 cents more per ride. But there's also fewer of them using the app. It's kind of a more old school style of tuk-tuking. So it might take a little bit longer to get a ride accepted. Usually if it's just the two of us, we'll take a normal tuk-tuk. If there's more than 2 people, we'll take a remorque. Or if we have a lot of luggage, or if we're buying a big screen TV or something, we'll take a remorque. When you're riding in a tuk-tuk, be careful of your belongings. Don't be hanging your camera out the tuk-tuk, or keep your purse safe. You know, all the precautions that you should be taking. There have been incidents where a motorbike rides up, they reach in the tuk-tuk, grab the bag, and they take off, and it's really impossible to chase them because they're on a nimble motorcycle. And my last tip is, enjoy the ride. Is that really a tip?
Nice.
I do think it's one of the best ways to get around. It's faster and more convenient than a bus or a train or any type of public transit, really. Of course, I do have concerns about the amount of traffic on the road because of them, the amount of pollution that they cause. There are rumors about a new app or a new company that is going to do electric tuk-tuks in the city. Don't know much about it, but I'll keep you up to date on that, guys. So... okay, now go watch another video, hopefully one that doesn't have as much background noise. I got a great video about food delivery in Cambodia that I'm sure you'll love. I stalked the delivery driver, so click somewhere on the screen for that, or just wait a second and then click. And take care, comb your hair. Man, it's the f***ing noisiest day ever.
Prefer when I'm by myself. I don't wanna hang around y'all. Pray for good health. One day I'm really gon' ball. Fuck around and buy the whole mall. Breaking that cake. Flexing 700 in the bank. Not a superhero, I don't save. Look at my face. Look at my